So hey guys, welcome or welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the first test, day one of the Border Gavaskar Trophy 2024. India started off with the toss. They won the toss and decided to bat first on a decently spicy wicket, I would like to say. We were reduced to 150 all out. I think
Rishabh Pant.
Nitish Reddy built up a good partnership to get us there. In reply, Australia are 67 for 7 down. And to talk more about it, we have Pratik Mohanty today with us. So, Pratik, what are your thoughts on India's batting?
Uh, India, Indian batting was pretty average today, is what I think. They could have made another 70 runs. The way
Hmm.
Nitish, especially Nitish, was very good. I think he batted very low as per his skills, and again, not very good adaptation. Even after playing a practice game there, like 4 days back, they were playing a practice game. So yeah, these are some few things, and Australia bowled
Hmm.
really well, and I think Kale got plenty of chances. If you would have watched the first half an hour, the when Cummins came into bowl in the first over itself, he could have got him thrice. He beat him
Hmm.
outside edge, inside edge, through the bat pad, and many times just Kale just somehow he survived. But again, he fell to a 50-50 decision again, which can be argued on. But okay, that's a part of the game. So I was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much disappointed with
perfect.
Virat. I'll be very honest. I was very much disappointed with Virat because it's his fifth tour down under, and the way he got out. I mean, that ball. I don't know why do you want to defend the ball at your head high, that too of the front foot. It's,
I had this even. I was just watching the post-match, this not press conference, the post-match show that Hotstar and Star Sports have. There also Matthew Hayden was explaining the same thing. As in most of the batters today, they couldn't. Not just about the intent or anything. It's like they were indecisive. All of the batters almost. They couldn't go front. They couldn't go back. They were like sort of caught on the crease. I think most of the dismissals today were a
no,
result of that.
Virat
And
was not caught on the crease.
Virat,
I was reading some
uh,
stat. He was batting like
he
2.5 meters away from the stump lines, which
yeah,
is maximum in his
yes,
career. So he was not
yes,
caught in
yes,
the crease
and
by any means. The ball caught him off guard. See,
yeah,
he's a
yeah,
good
exactly.
six.
No,
So
what I was trying to say
that's
is,
three balls.
overall this was the crux of the matter. Like they were indecisive on whether to
Yeah,
go on front or on back. When I say caught on the crease, Virat was actually standing up a bit
way ahead
ahead
of
of
the
the
crease.
popping crease. Yeah, way ahead of the popping crease, and yeah, I mean, I expected him to do better as well. Australia, I mean, these are the conditions, and even you could hear it in the commentary as well. They were hyping up so much that it's almost like Virat Kohli's backyard, and I thought he
Yeah,
would
he
be
got a
a bit
brilliant
more
100.
comfortable.
He
Yeah,
got a brilliant
I didn't,
100
but
at Optus back in 2018. I think it was the first game at Optus because it was a newly opened stadium back then. He got a brilliant 100 in 18-19 tour, if you remember.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it was similar green top, the same bowling attack. He got a brilliant 100. Don't know
yeah,
what happened in between, but again, today it
yeah,
was a very bizarre dismissal given his standards.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
Rishabh Pant, I think he could have got a little more because he got a chance as Cummins dropped his catch, but he got out to a very good ball, so we can't complain much.
yeah,
And again, all the other batters, I think they got out to good balls only. I mean, bowling was
yeah,
top notch by both the teams. First by
yeah,
Australia, then by India as well. India was like great, just great. Would love to see these
exactly.
times.
Like talking more about the Indian batting, I think if you see dismissal by dismissal, Jaiswal was just a rush of blood. He could have stayed a bit more at the crease. He could have just maybe defended that ball, or maybe he could have just let it go. It was just a rush of blood. I felt his dismissal in particular. KL, as you already commented on it, it's like these things happen in the game. It's 50-50, but yeah, it is what it is. You have to take them on the face. But coming to the third dismissal, Devdutt Padikkal, I think his was completely uh, what I would say. It looked
They
like
set
a
him up for a long
rookie.
time.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
set him up
It
for
looked
like
like
he
a
batted for like 22 or 23 balls. He could
yeah,
not get off the mark. They set him up brilliantly in the channel. We have seen Hazelwood over the years, man. Hazelwood
yeah,
just keep, if you put a coin on the pitch and ask Hazelwood to hit it, he will hit that 10 out of 10 times. He's that accurate.
yeah.
And he bowls in that 4 to 6 stump channel with the new ball, the outswingers, the generic outswingers. He's brilliant. And he did the same thing with Jaiswal.
He did the same thing exactly. Like coming to not Jaiswal with Padikkal.
Sorry,
Jaiswal was
Devdutt.
dismissed by Stark
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah,
Devdutt
uh,
particularly. Jaiswal was
but
dismissed by Mitchell Stark, I think.
yes, yes, he was. Of all the batters that played today, like I found a bit of reasoning. Okay, maybe this happened. But for all of them, there was like maybe one ball short of the surface. Like for example, Virat Kohli and even Dhruv Jurel, for that matter. So those kind of dismissals were there. But Padikkal is the only batter who looked kind of helpless to me. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to comment on it. This is just his first innings in Australia as a international batter for India. He did play some India A games, but what I would
Yeah, he
he
was good.
scored as
I
well,
think
right?
he
He
scored
scored a few
60 odd
there as
in
well.
the practice game, I
Maybe
think.
yeah, maybe it's the nervousness of the first game or something like that. So of course, we would have to wait for the second innings to comment more. Even if you remember, KL Rahul also in his first innings he scored 5 runs or something like that, and he just hooked one up in the air to get out back when he debuted. But then he followed up with 100. So
At Sydney,
maybe
yeah.
maybe
Back in 13,
at
that is
Sydney
14-15 series, right?
14 tour 2014
Virat's first
series. Yes.
series as the captain. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Particle has to improve definitely. And there was like complete lack of footwork. Even half volleys also he wasn't able to put them away because he was in sort of
I
into his
feel
shell.
that is
Maybe
that is more due to nervousness because of his first
yeah,
time in
I feel the
Australia.
same.
So that's
Hmm.
okay. We can give him a pass there. Also, I
Yeah,
think in the second game, Shubman Gill will be coming back, so he will take
yeah.
the coveted
So he
number
would
three
anyway.
position. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, but if you are getting a chance to play for your country, I think you should
you
make the
have
maximum
to,
out of it. At least you
and with the
should try not
competition
to look
especially.
helpless. At least you should try not to
Yeah,
look helpless. That is the given
yeah.
thing.
That
Even if
that
you don't
was
score runs, that is fine. But yeah, that is something that he
that's the
will work on. Yeah.
that's the part. And Nitish Reddy, man, how well has he batted? I'll be very honest with you. When I saw the 11, okay, look, I rate Nitish Reddy very highly, but I thought he would be undercooked for Test cricket. But man, he did bat brilliantly, and one of his straight drives was too good. I think it was to
Yeah.
Cummins. He
Cummins,
was too
Cummins
good.
through mid off. Cummins through mid
Yeah,
off. I saw that.
he was
Also,
too good.
he played like I feel he hit three boundaries to Nathan Lyon back to back. Two
Yeah,
reverse
yeah.
sweeps back to
He
back, and
was
then
okay.
the drive
Yeah,
over his head. That was really
yeah.
positive cricket.
Yeah, he got out just scoring because at that point, the wickets
At
were
that point,
already
there
down.
was no point in
That's a
hanging
given,
around.
but
Whatever you
yeah, yeah,
can get, you should get. It's like
yeah.
that.
But he batted, he batted really well, and he was very impressive. And I'm looking forward to seeing him bowl as well. Today he didn't get the chance, of course. Harshit Rana, Siraj, and of course Bumrah. They were just
Bumrah
brilliant.
is the best
So
bowler in the world. I've been saying
yeah,
it for like last 4 years. That Bumrah is the
yeah,
best fast bowler that India has ever produced, and he proves
yeah.
it every game.
He proves it
He's that
every game, definitely.
he's that good.
I
He
mean,
can like like if you have seen the past videos of Wakar Yunis or yeah Wakar Yunis only. If you had have seen Wakar Yunis ball, you Bumrah gives the same vibes. He can produce a wicket out of nowhere. He just can do
yep,
that.
yep. Yep, definitely.
He's
And
that,
he filled the spirit. Actually, he filled the spirit. Once you get bowled out for 150, you need those early wickets to
yes.
get somewhere in the game. And especially as we know, the new Kookaburra ball, it does a lot. And as the ball gets older, it gets slightly easier to score. And around the 50th to 80th over, it's a lot easy to score. And unfortunately, India couldn't even reach that mark. Before that, only we were bundled out, and hopefully, same will happen to Australia as well. But yeah, that was quite awesome from Bumrah. The way he danced the new ball. Even Siraj was good. Siraj took some time,
Siraj
maybe
was
one odd over
tad
to find his
unlucky.
spin. Yeah,
Siraj was
yeah, he
tad
was
unlucky.
unlucky.
In the first 2 3
Yeah,
overs, he was a bit unlucky not to find the edge. Even no, Marnus was dropped off Bumrah, I think.
Marnus was dropped
Marnus
with
was
Bumrah.
dropped off Bumrah. But Siraj was good. Siraj was good. Harshit
Siraj
Rana,
was
yeah, he was also good enough. I mean, I wanted to see Prasidh Krishna because given the bounce at Perth, and Prasidh is 6'3", I think, 6'2", 6'3", and very clean straight arm action and higher pace as well. So I wanted to see Prasidh Krishna in the 11, but seems they stuck to Harshit Rana for some reason, and I hope that comes good. And he got the most
yep,
important wicket of the madman, Travis Head.
yep.
If Travis Head bats
Travis
for
said that how good.
one session, you know the game is over. You know.
Yep, yep. And how good was that ball, man? That was the Jaffa. He just pulled it out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
he actually
From
set
that
it.
middle
He
length.
actually set Travis Head up, and then yeah, that
Mhm.
was very good. And I think you're right. You're absolutely right. If he hadn't got rid of Travis Head and had he batted this session, the game would have been very
It would
different
have
because
been
you
like
know Travis Head.
117 for 4 or 117 for 5. There, we
Yeah,
are at least
definitely.
50 runs. We saved at least 50 runs.
Yep, yep.
Even Mitch Marsh
Uh,
is a very dangerous player. We credit to Siraj to get rid of Mitch
yes,
Marsh as well. Brilliant catch as well by KL Rahul.
brilliant catch
Picked
as
it,
well. Yeah, yeah. KL Rahul
literally
stars
spotted
suddenly
over
seem to
the bat.
have turned. He's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
batting decently now. He's holding on to these brilliant catches.
No, he
So
was
good,
always a brilliant catch.
good days for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. He was always a
Yeah, yeah,
brilliant catch. Uh, but
yeah,
some days he just doesn't turn up with the bat. I mean, you
yeah.
can't doubt his talent, but on good
I mean, of
some
course,
days he just doesn't turn up. Unfortunate
of
for
course,
him.
of course,
Talent of his
of
caliber, at
course.
least.
Yeah, you remember back in the college days, I used to say, I feel like this guy can beat Kohli as well in terms of his technique
Yeah,
and all.
yeah.
Again, he just doesn't turn up for whatever reason.
In fact, in fact, during the tour of 2021, the Kohli's last tour as captain to South Africa, the last test, last
He got 100,
tour, Kale got 100. There were
100 on first
articles
game.
that after the first game where he got 100, Dravid was trying to insist Kohli to adjust his stance same as Kale's. He was that good, and because
So it
and
was
also
not only
Kohli was
me.
in that. There were reports, and if you see, Kohli was in that century drought during that time, and he scored a very good 70 or 80 against with batting with the tail in that series as well. After that,
Yes.
those minimum adjustments, and I think don't know what happens with Kale, man. He's just too good a talent, but he just doesn't turn up on good days, on the big days especially.
Yep,
So that
yep.
hurts.
That's
That hurts. That hurts us. That hurts the team, and that hurts the
yep.
results in our favor. So it's a problem.
Definitely.
That is
It's a
a
domino effect, you know. So
yes.
and like Harshit
Anyways,
Rana's dismissal, basically not Harshit Rana's dismissal, but the
Travis Head's
wicket that he
dismissal.
got off had
It was a perfect ball.
had
I think it's a
that
perfect ball
yeah, perfect ball and
coming in from the angle around the wicket angle and just nipping the tail trimmer, as we say.
and at that point it was required as well. For me, I was thinking of it this way. I had flashbacks from the 2023 World Cup final. So Bumrah was very good
Oh
with the new
God!
ball,
Please,
which
please,
threatened
please
them.
don't go there.
We
Please
got them
don't go
three
there.
down, and then Travis Head and Labuschagne were batting. Labuschagne obviously defending his
Exactly the
way
same
through,
scenario,
not
right?
scoring runs. Well, exactly same scenario. I felt kind of a flashback, but yeah, kudos to Harshit Rana for pulling that off. And then we just steamrolled back into the game. I felt we chipped in with regular wickets. As you mentioned earlier, both the bowlers, as in the bowlers from both the sides, were quite good with their lengths, and they targeted the batters quite thoroughly. And on the batting side, of course, there were a lot of missteps. Even before the series, I was discussing in one of the groups that of course, yes, we have very bad batting, and somehow Australia are also not that reliable. For Labuschagne and Smith, we have Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. For Travis Head, Mitch Marsh, we have Rishabh Pant, we have Shubman Gill. So it was kind of at par, not the 4050 kind of predictions. I think those were kind of overreactions from the 3-0 loss that we suffered from New Zealand. But yeah, but all that said, although we are at par in terms of batting, the tail that Australia has, the lower order, they contribute a lot. So, for example, right now, Cummins today he got out early, but they still have Stark and Hazelwood who have 50s against India. back in 2014, if you remember that. So
Yeah.
you never know. The lower order for
But
Australia is actually the difference maker, I feel. So tomorrow morning we have to just thrash them as soon as possible. I feel
I
that's
think
going to be a key.
I think India will get a lead of around 40 runs in the worst case. I don't think they
Mhm.
can go past 110, 120 unless we bowl bad or we don't
Mhm.
take our chances like we drop catches or we don't take the half chances or anything. Because India has been bowling brilliantly and the surface is working in favor. Another thing like
Mhm.
I'd like to say is the Australian bowlers' average height is very high compared to the Indian bowlers. So
Hmm.
that means the length, it certainly comes back a little for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
The length, getting my
We have to
point.
drop it a
So,
bit short. Yeah.
so whatever we bowl, the Indians, it is more likely to hit the stumps. That's why we are making them play, and that is costing their wickets. If you see the
Exactly.
dismissals
Exactly.
of, if you see the dismissal of Smith and Labuschagne, the ball tailed in back sharply of the length, and it is literally
Yes.
hitting below the knee roll. If it would have been
Yes.
Cummins
Exactly.
or Hazelwood, it would have
It would
gone
have gone over
over
the stumps.
the stumps. But the
Yeah.
same thing, it is hitting them below the knee roll, which costed their wickets. In fact, Mitch Marsh dismissal
Yep.
as well. It stayed very low, which was not expected
Yes.
from that length of
Yes.
Siraj. So I don't know how, but it is working in our favor that we are not very tall.
Yeah. It's just about a pace. If we had more pace in our bowlers, then we would have been absolutely more lethal. Not that we are
But,
already lethal, but we would have been more lethal.
but I think average pace is just the difference will be I think 5 kmh because we are also bowling in the high
It's a lot.
130s.
It's a
No, no,
lot
we are
actually.
no. When you are bowling on a green top, right?
Mhm.
Even 130 will feel like 145.
Definitely. And that was the case today. No, it wasn't a complete green top, but there was a lot of
It
grass
was a
which
lot of
helped the
grass.
seam movement.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
grass. Not the complete
Mm.
green top like you get in
As you see in England or somewhere,
Napier
but
or Napier, mostly in Napier in New
Napier,
Zealand.
Napier,
You get
yeah.
Napier, you will get
Those guys,
green tops.
those grounds just look like the outfield. So
Yeah,
that's a different gravy altogether.
Napier or a
But
Dew. These are
yeah,
like absolute green tops.
yeah,
Grass banks. It's like you're batting on a grass bank. So it's not
yeah,
like that, but yeah, it was a good pitch, and Perth has very high bounce, especially this new stadium. It is even faster than Waka back
yeah,
in the days. So yeah,
yeah.
let's see. But I feel India is in the driving seat for this test. We have set the match perfectly. I think we should get a lead about 40 to 50 runs. And if we can bat for another, like, if we score like 150, 200, even if we go ruthless or careless or whatever, if Australia bowl out of their skin and get us again below 150 or 200, then also we have a very good chance. Means 200 or even 150 on this wicket, or the way they are batting, or any of us are batting, I don't see this kind of a score being chased down in the fourth inning. It's going to be
Hmm.
very difficult.
Yeah, I think we have to bat a bit more better than 150. Maybe look, the bowlers cannot save you every day, right? Even they are prone to having bad days. They can have bad days. So I think the batsmen should take more responsibility and they need to bat better. And yeah, let's see how it goes. That's what I hope. And today, of course, for today, Jasprit Bumrah was the player of the day for me. He just turned the game around. Who's your player of the
Well,
day?
of course, Jasprit Bumrah. Like he got those, he could have got four in the first 3 overs or 4 overs, whatever it was.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Kohli dropped a catch. But again, the wicket of McSweeney and followed by consecutive wickets of Khwaja and Steve Smith. They are the most experienced batters in the side. Like Khwaja is playing for a long time. Smith has been a legend of the test arena for like last 10 years. He
Hmm.
started with the BGT in back in 2014-15. I think his legendary started, and he has been batting brilliantly. And
Hmm.
now to get rid of those players, especially against India, Smith has a lot of hundreds. To get rid of him the first ball, and
That was
that
just
was that was pretty
phenomenal.
much it. If Smith
Yep.
or if Smith or even Khwaja plays long hundreds, long innings in Test cricket.
Yes,
So I think it was a very good bowling performance, especially by Bumrah. So player of the day for me is Bumrah.
definitely. Definitely. So now we come to the section where we predict tomorrow. So currently they are at 67 for 7. You already mentioned that they would get to somewhere around 110, 120. That's what is your
That is
prediction?
the maximum I can go. I don't think anyway means I was going to make a bold prediction that they will get all out under 85. That was my bold
Hmm.
prediction. But in case you are saying that the tail will wag, which they usually do,
Against us,
Netherlands,
especially.
yeah, yeah, which they usually do. So if I give them 10 runs each to Stark, Hazelwood, and the other guy, Nathan Lyon, then that total is pushed to 110. So that is the maximum that
Yeah.
I can go. But we should also keep in mind that Carey is still there, and Carey is a
Hmm.
brilliant, brilliant batter under pressure. Carey is a brilliant batter under pressure. He always does the carry job for the team. If you see for the last 4 5 years data,
Yes.
he has always done. May it be ODIs, may it be Test match cricket, he has been brilliant, especially batting
Yeah.
with the tail. Alex
Yeah.
Carey and bowling. I don't think what else we can do better. Just we need to hold on to the catches. That's
Definitely.
it.
That's very important. I think tomorrow we should start with Bumrah and Siraj, or maybe Bumrah and Harshit Rana as well if needed. But
If
yeah,
the
Bumrah
ball
has to
is
be there.
swinging, then if the ball is swinging, then Siraj is a better option because he swings it both the ways.
Hmm.
Harshit Rana is more of a seam bowler, as far
He's the
as
deck.
I
He's the deck kind
remember.
of. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he
So
is. He hits the deck hard, so the ball reaches to the batsman very heavy. So, uh, but yeah, I think we should start with Siraj only. We'll see how it goes, and then basically with Rana. Yeah.
yeah.
Even I
Also
predict.
with the left hand,
I would go.
with both the left-handers, Siraj is a much better option. Siraj
Yes.
is good
Yes. True.
left-handers.
True. And like for me, I would be more conservative and go on the higher side. I think they would get to 130, 140, because cleaning up the tail has been a very difficult job for us for whatever reason in the past. But these things are going to be very decisive if we clean them up, let's say in what, maybe 20, 30 more runs, then
Yeah.
we'll get a lead of 60 odd and we'll be way ahead in the game. So yeah, that's something that we need to look forward to in the day two, on day two. So yeah, any last thoughts,
Let's.
or do you want to wrap this up for today?
I think we can wrap this up today, and I hope just India bowls them out under 100. If we bowl them out
Huh.
under 100, we just need to score 150. 200, I don't think they can chase, given their form, because something is missing. I don't know if you have seen the games of the past prior to that, till the 2014-15 tour. Australia used to bat very good against us. Maybe the quality of bowling we have been very high. The quality of bowling on Indian side has been very high since 2018-19 tour. That is a given thing, but it's like they were scoring like in the range of 600s. If you remember back in the
Yeah,
days, I keep counting Damian Martin, Michael Clark, Andrew Simons, Mike Hussey, those times, Matthew Hayden, Gilchrist, that time, the 2000s era. Every time we go
mhm,
to Australia, this could put up like 550, 600 for fun, right?
yeah,
See, the quality of batting have decreased. You can say the bowling has become better, but you can't get out for 100, right? It is not
yeah.
like we haven't gone so, they have become so bad. I don't know what has happened. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a
I'd like to
combination
see
of
a
all
bit of
three
contest.
factors.
Yeah, I'd like to see a
Yeah,
bit of contest so that we at least get to see the cricket for 3 days. At least I want to last the game to last till the IPL auction, which starts on Sunday afternoon. Let's see, and I hope Bumrah wins the first Test as captain. He lost one, and I think
England,
where was it?
England,
Edgbaston,
England,
England. Where was it?
Edgbaston. Yes,
Trent or Edgbaston?
it
I
was
don't remember.
Edgbaston, I
The
believe,
last
because
Test.
Trent, which I don't.
It was the last Test of the series, wherever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
But yeah,
I know.
India lost the game. But anyways, I hope Bumrah wins his first test as a captain. It was a means I had never imagined that a fast bowler would captain India, that too in the test format. It's a
Yeah,
very rare thing to happen, and it's great that Bumrah has rose up to the occasion. So let's see if he
yep,
can
yep.
score his first win as a captain, and if they do win, he's surely going to be the man of the match. with the way he bowled today.
He has to be. I mean, I believe he has to be. Even he has a lot of role to play in the second innings as well. But just with the way he bowled in the first innings, I think that was enough for me. I mean, I wanted to see India put up a fight after getting bowled out for 150, and they surely did. Much of the credit goes to Bumrah for leading from the front. One thing though,
Definitely.
he has to. One thing though, since he's the captain, there is always a tendency that you want to do more, and in that he shouldn't overbowl himself because he has to take care of that as well. It's a
Yes.
long tour.
Because this is a long
It's
tour,
Perth.
five test matches, right?
Yeah,
There are five test matches. So yeah,
yeah. And I was hearing in the commentary that it's not as hot as it generally is in Perth today, but you don't know how it's going to shape up in the upcoming days. And then you have to travel to Gaba
yeah,
as well, which is
I saw Virat was wearing a sweater while fielding in the slips.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah,
know what was the temperature there. Maybe in the low 20s or the high tens, whatever. So,
yeah.
anyways, it was a bit cooler. No, next test is in Adelaide, the ping pong test. So that is again an open game.
I don't have any
You never
hopes
know.
in pink ball test.
Yeah. So you
So
never know which way it turns, the ping pong test.
yeah,
Anyways, we'll get there eventually. But I just hope that India bowl them out tomorrow as early as possible.
yep, yep. That's the goal. So, guys, that's all for today. Maybe we'll join tomorrow. So, thank you.